when we were younger, so my mom left when we were in grade, I was 12. And so it was like big, obviously catastrophic event. But from a financial perspective, we were like on the ropes, and he just managed it. And it was really like, at the time was stressful, but you look back and you're just like, wow, what a gift to have gone through that, to watch what your hero does in hard moments. Because that was probably at the time one of the hardest things for us to navigate. And I remember he told me later, but he went into, this is back when banking was a little bit different, but we were close to, because of all the payouts and everything, close to losing the house. And he went to the manager at RBC and was like, here's my analysis. This is how I'm going to make it work. Like, I know you think you need to make me sell this, but if you give me rope, I will make it work. And again, different banking times, because they could a little
bit of flexibility back then.
The managers. So they took a flyer on him, and he's like, I never missed a single payment, did exactly what he said he was going to do. We got to keep the house. Me, my brother, and him all lived there. So it was a wild experience. And then you look back and you're like, So, some of that's where I think some of the, the foundational desire to have some financial literacy comes from. If you didn't have that, we would have been out of the house, right?
What are the things that he's taught you that you implement as being a father today? What's the carry forwards?
Yeah. I frame it differently, but his thing is he would always be like, I'm not your friend. I'm your dad.
Yeah, that's come up a few times in the show.
It's like, okay, that's such an old mentality, but I understand the premise, right? It's like, I'm fathering you first. So like our relation, it's hard to conceptualize when you're young. You're like, it's kind of fucking weird thing to say. But as you get older, you're like, right, there's like, I'm doing things for your benefit, not for you to like me. And that's, I don't know if you guys struggle. That's one of my biggest struggles, like with my son. It's like, man.
Yeah, because we want to be our kid's best friend. We're like, our dads weren't ever trying to be our best friend.
No.
It was very different.
Yeah. I actually had the chat with my son 2 weeks ago, because I'm being harder on him, right? And I'm like, and he's such a good kid. Like, I'm not gonna wait. Like, he's a gift from God. Like, we don't have big troubles with him. He's just a great kid. But, there's things, these small little things where I'm like, I'm trying to push him, right? Just to, like, my job is to make sure he is a capable father, a capable man, right? So, pushing him. I realized I didn't tell him this. I just started doing it. It was like a conscious effort to start being a little bit harder on him. And I like, shit, I gotta have this conversation. So I sat him down. I'm like, hey, I want you to know something. Like, you're probably feeling me be harder on you. And I'm doing it for these particular reasons, right? And kind of talk about my dad and some of the history and what we're trying to accomplish. And I'm like, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to be there for you, to try to help you develop. It's okay. And I said, like, I'm kind of building this plane as we're flying it. So if I go a little too far, or you're not sure why I'm doing it, like, I want to have disco. I want to have a conversation, right? We're going to figure it out together. He's like, okay, fair. So we got him shoes, his mom and I, in two different pairs. And long story, but he thinks they're the right fit, and then they're not. So, it's age-old story, small potatoes. So he comes to get them, and he's carrying 2 boxes downstairs. So, can you get the door for me? I'm like, no. He said, okay. So he goes and leaves. I'm like, that was stupid. Why didn't I get the door for him? That was weird. That was a weird moment. So the next time he comes over to my house, he's like, hey, how come you didn't hold the door for me? I'm like, really happy you brought that up. I have no idea. I thought it would be a good teaching moment. And when you left, I thought, what an idiot. That was a dumb thing to do. And he's like, good. I was trying to think of why you did that. I'm like, no reason. Right? Swing and miss. There it is. Yeah. So, it's been good.
But at least you're swinging.
That's
the big thing, right?
So definitely that would be a big one, that my dad's lesson. It's like, not just sitting there and being like, oh my God, life casts something upon me. It's just like, he's really good at just moving through. Okay, this is what my new path is. There's something to this. I'm going to put my head down. We're going to make it work. And he just kind of over and over, and just has this whole story of just doing the things he needed to do to become, where he needed to go.
So if we had Kai here, that 9 going on 30-year-old son of yours, and we said, Kai, tell us about your dad, what do you think he'd say? What would you want him to say?
Ooh, what a good question. I'd want him to know that I care, that I'm trying, doing my best. Him and I have a very good relationship, and I know he knows I've got him. I've got his back, and I'm just this whole thing, like, a big, big, big part in my life has been trying to be a better man, because who am I to help my son be a better man if I'm not? So a lot of it has been a lot of self-discovery, a lot of trying to level up my life in all aspects to teach that to him. And I think he knows that. Like, a lot of this has been for his his purpose, which has helped me. I'm selfless to it, but I think he knows that. I hope he knows that.
Yeah. And encourage him to do the same, right?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all figuring it out.
I'll tell you this quick. We had go to the dentist. I have a big thing. I said, like, if you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. And we all agree, right? So, got to be a man of your word. We go to the dentist, and he's a cavity. He's like, fine, it's not going to be an issue. They go to put the needle, and he freaks out. I've never seen this from him. And he's like panicking, and it's getting to be too much. And I'm like, hey, I'm like to the dentist, back off for a sec. I'm like, if you don't want to do this, we don't have to do this. You're in control. It's you. It's your situation, your teeth. You can do what you want. I would do it, but if you don't want to do it, you got my word. You don't have to. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do it. I'm like, oh fuck! I didn't see that coming. I thought I could weasel my way through this path. And I'm like, shit! I can't believe I just did that. Right? He's like, I cannot go back on what I just said to him. So we're to the dentist. I'm like, okay, we're done. We're out of here. And I'm driving him to school, and I'm not talking because I'm trying to think of like, I painted myself in a corner. I should not have done that. That was a mistake. I'm like, do I come clean? But it's like, I gave him my word. I was very clear about it. So, shit. So get to his school, and he gets out of the car, and he's like, are you mad at me? Oh, no, man, I'm not mad. I'm going to be honest with you. I let you do something, and I'm going to stick to it because that's what we do. But this has a high likelihood of going real bad real quick, right? You got a cavity. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. But you're your own man. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's amazing. We'll rebook it. So I go to rebook it. I'm like hyping him up now. It's like 4 days later. I'm like, buddy, it's going to hurt. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to pretend it's going to be easy, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think it is. Okay. And I'm like, you got to give me your word now that you're going to do it. He's like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay. So we park, get out. And he's like, get your camera. I want to take a video. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Okay. And he's like, to any of the kids out there that are nervous, you just got to believe in yourself. And he gives this whole speech about like doing it. He sits down, he's bawling, he's shaking. And I'm like, you good? And he's like, thumbs up, hands going. And he did his teeth. And he was so hyped and proud of himself after. And I was like, I hyped him up. I'm like, man, I thought I made a mistake by giving you so much autonomy, and you crushed it. Like, you're a little hero, buddy. Like, good for you.
That's so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not in the moment though, eh? Like the reason that story is so good is it gave him that self-reflection time. He did need to build up the confidence, mindset.
Yeah. He built that. He's got his own little internal like fortitude, his little
And in
strength.
his mind, he's like, let me help other people do
Yeah,
this.
that's what I love the most, right? He's like, how do I pay this forward? I'm like videotaping a little tear in my eye. Like, buddy, the kid loves the camera. He's got a beautiful heart. So
Yeah, that's great, man.
9 years old.
At 9.
9.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a compliment to you and yours though, man.
Thank you,
It's building an awesome little human.